Part 3, Transcendence. Chapter 9, Climb's Last Breath. Summit calls, demands, beckons with sharp-edged promise. Each step forward grinds bone against stone, stone against will. Blood surges through temporal veins, older than memory, older than name, older than sprawl itself. Oxygen thins, reality wavers, heat mirage trembling, mountain stands reel against consciousness dissolving, undeniable, present, here. Burning lungs plead for what altitude denies. His brother's laugh trails behind, shadows chord through calm, neither mocking nor encouraging, simply present, like wind, like gravity, like absence made sound. Stone bites back, unyielding dialogue between flesh and mountain where pain sparks conversation. Sprawl speaks through resistance, through the blur of self against other, through the thin membrane separating being from world. Black spots dance across vision, oxygen debt collecting its due, with interest compounded by altitude. He slows his breathing, Kriya, calming heart's desperate rhythm. Ancient practice meets primal need. Plotinus whispered of the one beyond categories, beyond differentiation. Unity's pulse now hammering in his temples, his chest, his fingertips gripping stone. Peak edges closer, bare rock against relentless blue. No shelter, no compromise. Only the climb remains. Lungs burn clear. Each gasp earns truth, bought with breath's currency. Sprawl claims him completely now, erasing the imagined line between thought and stone, stone and sky. No separation, only ascent. Final surge. Muscles burning testimony to limits transcended. Hauling over the edge, body rolling onto flat ground. Sky fills eyes, endless blue expanse, clean of thought, of history, of shadow. Chest heaves, heart pounds. Not triumph, but being itself fills the moment. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Strains relief flowing through exhausted limbs like grace through veins. Sweat-slick skin meets wind's sharp blade. Summit holds him against its chest. He'd made it, not conquered, not achieved. Simply arrived at the intersection where stone meets sky, breath meets pain. One web he'd climbed into, proving nothing but his place in the pattern. Brain starved of oxygen approaches, liminal space where boundaries dissolve into mist. Neurological condition mirrors mystical practice. Ancient ascetics knew this secret. Deprivation opens doorways, perception normally ignores. Altitude sickness shares pathways with ecstasy. Former episodes labeled psychotic reveal themselves as insights stripped of conventional framing. Categories collapse under pressure of direct experience. Christ wandered 40 days in wilderness, fasting, exposed, elements stripping away comfortable illusions until reality stood naked. Man shall not live by bread alone. Physical hunger, opening, spiritual feast. Hypoxia creates temporary dissolution of default mode network. Brain system responsible for self-consistency across time falters, fails, falls away. Consciousness expands beyond habitual constraints, beyond the prison of personhood. Cone-like puzzles suddenly reveal their logic. Show me your original face before you were born. No longer abstract riddle, but experiential truth, uncovered in oxygen's absence. Jesus posed similar paradoxes. Before Abraham was, I am. Grammatical contradiction containing profound insight, eternal present accessible beyond linear, time's narrow corridor. Kingdom of God is at hand becomes not future promise, but present reality. Visible only when concepts fall away, like stones dislodged during ascent. Merleau-Ponty argued perception itself requires embodiment, not passive reception of sense data by disembodied mind, but active engagement of situated body with environment. This climb enacts philosophical truth through muscle and sinew. Gasp in lungs, straining limbs, pounding heart, not merely transporting consciousness to summit, but themselves becoming modes of knowing mountain intimately. Division between epistemology and ontology collapses in embodied ascent. How we know and what exists merge in single gesture of climbing. Knowledge through contact, understanding through struggle. Shadow's echo follows still. Brothers laugh. Neither encouragement nor mockery, but reminder. Presence in absence. Voice silenced, yet speaking through memory's thin membrane. Wind carries it upward. Stone amplifies its resonance, neither mournful nor joyful, simply there. Companion on the climb, despite the gulf between living and dead. Sprawl claims him fully now. No separation between self and stone, stone and sky, sky and breath. One continuous fabric vibrating with unified presence. Plotinus's vision of the one realized in exhausted flesh, in burning lungs, in oxygen-starved brain, approaching transcendence through physical limitation. Final steps. Edge approaching. World below spreads vast and indifferent. World above opens limitless and clear. He exists precisely at threshold, between earth and sky, effort and surrender, being and becoming. Hauling over, rolling onto flat summit surface. Sky fills vision completely. Endless blue, clean of concept, of word, of history. He lies there, chest heaving, heart pounding against stone. Not triumph, not conquest, not achievement, just being. Wind slices across skin, sharp reminder of embodiment. Summit holds him against its ancient chest. He'd made it, stone to sky, breath to pain. One web climbed into, proving nothing but his place in the pattern. Sky blazes, breath comes ragged. A stark hymn rises from exhausted lungs. Wordless testimony to threshold crossed, to boundary dissolved, to shadow integrated through climb's fierce communion.